Mark Rogers TV's college football predictions for championship Saturday. All right, let's run them down. Let's start with a game off the radar that's in the Big 12. Baylor was hoping to play for a championship and wrap one up against Texas, but they ran into Oklahoma and then TCU last week, so they cannot even tie for the Big 12 championship, although the tiebreaker would go to Oklahoma. We do think that the Bears have the incentive of playing in a New Year's Six game, so they defeat Texas and they win big and cover the 21 points. All right, let's get to the championship game starting in the American Athletic Conference, gaining much respect with the play of Navy, Memphis, and specifically Temple against Notre Dame, and also Houston in winning all but one game. We like Houston to win the game. Greg Ward back at quarterback for a second consecutive week, but the Temple Owls keep it close. Matt Rule still in the fold for Temple. Houston wins, Temple plus the 6 points there. All right, let's head out to the Pac-12 championship where Stanford is holding out hope that the resume is going to be enough against a one-loss team elsewhere. Stanford wins over USC, so they won earlier at the Coliseum by 10 points. They win this one, and I like the Cardinal to cover the 4 points. USC has its issues on defense. All right, down to the SEC championship game, and wow, 17.5-point spread between Alabama and Florida, who went to overtime against Florida Atlantic. We know they scored just 9 points against Vandy and scored 2 points against Florida State. Ridiculous. Okay, Florida, you would think, can conjure up something. And if they do, it's going to be Antonio Callaway and Demarcus Robinson downfield in the passing game. It's going to be plenty of Kelvin Taylor, possibly 30 carries if they're in the game, and a lot of special teams and a lot of defensive mistakes and defensive turnovers and scoop and scores and pick sixes for Florida to possibly stay in this game, because they're the 5th, 6th, 7th best team in the SEC, and they're taking on by far the best team in the conference. Bama wins. They cover 17.5 points. I like the Tide to win. It's something in the 34-10 range. All right, Clemson, North Carolina. This one has gained some steam in regards to Vegas, in regards to national attention, with North Carolina building the resume with finally a ranked opponent. They did beat Pitt earlier, but the Panthers have dropped out of the rankings, so North Carolina comes in with 11 consecutive wins. Clemson, the #1 team in the country. I think the Tigers pull away in the fourth quarter. I think it's extremely close and exciting for 3 quarters. Clemson has the defensive front to finally get to Marquise Williams and shut down the playmakers in the fourth quarter. Clemson separates late. They cover the 5 in a really good game, but Clemson covers the 5 against the Tar Heels. So the favorites holding serve, including the Big Ten championship game with Michigan State and Iowa. 2 very similar teams, similar mindsets. Run it, play defense, tremendous front sevens on the defensive side of the ball. Michigan State's got Connor Cook, and they have Aaron Burbridge. They have more big play potential on offense. LJ Scott in the backfield as well. I know Iowa rushes the ball just about as good as anybody. They're around 230 yards per game. But I like Michigan State, and I like Sparty's big game experience against the likes of Ohio State, Baylor last year, Stanford a couple of years ago. Sparty wins. They cover the 3 points in the Big Ten championship game in a winner-take-all. Those are my picks. I'm 196-46 straight up, and just done 9 games over against the spread. Kind of a down year, but I've played the picks well the last couple of weeks, including 9-5 against the spread last week. So no confidence picks here. I thought about Stanford, but no confidence picks here. And we get to bowl play, where if you've seen me for the last 3 years here on YouTube, great bowl picks. They're coming up, but let's focus on championship weekend. And I always like to hear your picks as well. So send them my way right here on Mark Rogers TV.